Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel of Teach Me Keyboard. My name still remains Tomari David Oluwasegun. I hope you are blessed with my last video that I released for these piano lessons. I will be continuing today again with another piano lessons. If you like my YouTube channel, you can subscribe below and click on the notification bell so that whenever I release new videos on piano lessons, you will be aware and you can follow through. So, the Lord will bless you as you follow through. Now, today I will be continuing with my lesson, and today I want to talk about scales. In music, we have different type of scales in music, and I will be diving little by little into scales, and I believe you have been able to familiarize yourself with scales, with tones and semitones, because I can assure you, without you knowing and understanding that particular uh, subject, it will be difficult even for you to understand this particular piano tutorial that I want to put across, or the topic that I want to discuss. So I will employ you, if you are just joining this YouTube channel, I will employ you to watch my previous video that I did concerning semitones, tones and semitones, for you to give a primary background knowledge for you to understand this particular topic that I want to discuss. So you can check my YouTube videos. You see the one I explain on tones and semitones. That will give you a good background for you to understand this particular one that I'm going into this moment. So, what is scale? This is the arrangement by the rising or falling pitch sequence of the tones used in music. Or you can say a scale is a series of musical notes that are ordered by what? By pitch. I told you we have different scales in music, and I told you, as you can see on this keyboard, each of these things, each of these keys, they are notes on their own individual. This is a note, 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 this is a note. So when we are not talking of a scale, we are saying a scale is what? Is a series of musical notes ordered by what? By a pitch. That is, if you are moving like this, that means that is a scale on its own. I hope you got it. I'm just showing you as an example. That's an example of what a scale look like. So it's a series of a musical note ordered by what? By pitch. That is, it can either be in the ascending order or the descending order. For us to now say, this is a scale. I hope you get it. So, or you can also say scale also refers to basic order of the group of notes in a particular key, in a particular key, in a particular key. So that is uh how to divine a note. So it gives the measure of a particular music pattern. It gives the measure of a particular music pattern, how you want that music to go. It is through the scale that will tell you the kind of music that particular song or musical piece is all about. That scale will give you the idea of what it will look like. I hope you get it. So, and there are various type of scales in music. There are various type of scales. There are very many. There are very many. You can go on your Google and type scales. You see, we have more than 200 type of scales that we have in music. There are plenty. But I can assure you, if you don't understand tones and semitones that I discussed in my last video, it will be difficult for you to understand what scale is all about. That's why I implore you to go back to that video and digest it so that you can understand this particular topic that I'm talking about. So, if you like my YouTube channel, you can subscribe to it, and click on the notification bell so that when I release new video, you will be aware and you can follow through. So, I told you there are different type of scales. It depends on the style, the culture, the environment in which such music are being listened to. So it can be geographical. It depends. The kind of scales they use in Africa might be different from the one they use in North America. It can be different from the one they use in Australia, depending on the culture or the environment. So we have different type of scale on different kind of music. So it depends. It depends. It depends on which one you want to use and the one you want to go for. So It depends. Now, each note on a scale is also considered as a what scale degree, and we have a name that describe them. So that's what I want to dwell on a little today, and I will go to I will talk about one of the skills in this video before I move on to the other skills that we have that I believe they are necessary and they are much more common in our own environment and geographical location, which we dwell on and we use most in most of our music that we sing in this kind of in this in this side of the world that we find ourselves. So now, you know those names that I talk about, they are in ascending order from tonic. You have supertonic, you have mediant, you have subdominant, you have dominant, you have submediant, you have leading tone. So, just with the tonic suffer that I talk about, tonic suffer is what I'm talking about. So, we call them scales, definition of scale degree. Call them scale degree. So, you have the tonic, you have the what? This is supertonic, you have the median, this is the median, this is subdominant. So you have dominant, you have submediant, this is submediant, and you have the leading tone. Then back to what? To tonic. So it's possible you might have come across all this wording, the word that I'm talking about. So you have the tonic, supertonic, you have the mediant, you have the subdominant, so you have the dominant, you have the submediant, and you have the leading tone back to what? Tonic. So that's how we rate those so that this one is the tonic is always the primary what is the primary pitch of the key. That's the primary pitch of the word of the key. So that's the primary pitch of the key. So supertonic is the pitch. This is the pitch above what? Above the tonic. This one, this is the pitch above the tonic. This is the tonic. So the mediant, this is the pitch between the tonic and the subdominant. You see now? So this is the pitch. So we have the subdominant. The subdominant. This is the pitch of a perfect fifth below the what? Below the tonic. Did you get it? So this is the pitch of a perfect fifth on the dominant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the dominant. So the subdominant, submediant now. This is the pitch between the dominant and the leading tone. The pitch between the dominant and the what? The leading tone. The pitch between dominant and leading tone. That's the submediant. Did you get it? And this, the leading tone, is the pitch of a half step. You can see half step below the tonic. Below the tonic, you can see it's an half step. I told you in my previous video, when you hear half step, we are talking about semitones. And when you hear whole step, we are still talking about what? Tones. So we have tones and what? And semitone. I hope you get that understanding. So I hope you get it. So we have half step. Half step is still the same thing as semitone. And when you hear whole step is still the same thing as what? As tone. As tone. So if you come across any musical book or any musical piece and you see half step, know that they are talking about what? About semitones. And when you see whole steps, they are talking about what? Tones. So I hope you got it. So I will move to one of the skills that we have. And this the skill that I would likely to discuss in this on this topic is we have the major scales, we have the minor scales, we have chromatic scale, we have heptatonic scale, we have pentatonic scale. And this one it comprises of we have both the pentatonic major scale and pentatonic minor scale. You have augmented scale, you have diminished scale, you have whole tone scale, and so on and so forth. So both these scales I mentioned, I will talk them in this lessons, in this tutorial, this piano lessons. I will talk about them one after the other so that you understand their differences. They have their difference, and I will discuss briefly on them. They have their differences, just some slight difference in terms of tones and semitone. That's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference. Honestly, I told you, if you don't understand tones and semitone, I will not deceive you, it will be difficult for you to even play any instrument, not to talk about the keyboard. For you to play any instrument and know how to, it will be difficult. So it's not something you can jump. You must understand tones and semitones. It's very, very important. It's very important. It's very, very important. So I will move to chromatic scale now. What is a chromatic scale? This is just a musical scale that is preceded by what? By semitones. That is half step. So if I say semitone half step, I'm still talking about, still saying the same thing. So it's preceded by what? By a semitone. And the scale has a collection of all the 12 notes, which makes it a neutral scale. That makes it a what? A neutral scale. It makes it what? A neutral scale. So starting from this, I told you I will be using key C from almost all of my lessons. So key C now, you can see this is it. We have is a scale of what? All the 12 notes, and it's a semitone interval. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, back to C. So if I told you now that you should run for me is a chromatic scale, you know what a chromatic scale is all about now. So this is a chromatic scale. That's a chromatic scale. That's a chromatic scale for you. So that's how to run a chromatic scale. It's as simple as that. So it's a chromatic scale. That's a chromatic scale for you. And most of all these scales, let me just tell you one of their usefulness. You use it for solo, for instrumentals. You can move from one scale to another just to be dynamic in your music. It helps. So you can be on a major scale and just decide to go and play some instrumentals on a minor scale and move back to major scale. You can decide to use a chromatic scale to do your solo, all like that. Maybe in a piece of music you can use a chromatic, run a chromatic scale just to make a solo and just to make it more equipped, more lively and more dynamics in the approach, and to make your music more melodious. So those are the advantage of you knowing all these skills and know how to apply it in various ways. So like this chromatic scale now, majorly you use it for solo, and sometimes for 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 you to make your song or your music more melodious. So you run some solo on it and move back to maybe your major scale or your minor scale. So you can apply it at any time, at any point in time. So, but you must know that it's different. They are different from each other. Different type of scales based on the principle of tones and semitones. So that is what I want to discuss with us today. And till some other time, I will be posting another video on what, on diatonic scale, or we call it scale of nature. That is what I will center my next video upon, and I will go into it in details. So this diatonic scale, that's why we call it diatonic. Two scale. That die means two. You understand? So that's why we call it diatonic scale, or we call it scale of nature. So this note, this scale has two major scales underneath. You have the major scale, you have the minor scale. So the diatonic scale comprises of both the major and the minor. That's what we call it, diachronic scale. And we will be looking at those two scales in what? In full. Majorly, most of our music center around these particular scales. Most of our music, most of our songs that we sang, they center around these two major scales that we are talking about. Your major scales, your minor scale. So I will deal with it in full in our next video. So till then, I want you to go and digest these particular lessons and rehearse it. Find a very perfect time to go over all these lessons once again. Till some other time, I will be coming our way. Bye for now.